Hello there, my name's Clive Essame and I am the writer of Impisi. I live in Ottridge St Mary in East Devon, and I wrote Impisi when I was in South Africa a few years ago working with an actor called Ellis Pearson, and we created Impisi in a sort of 3-week stretch on the beach in South Africa. And I'm really excited about this particular interpretation of the play because I think it's going to be quite an exciting, very exciting sort of multimedia experience, which is very far removed from the original 2-man piece that we wrote. I hadn't really sort of imagined it was going to be portrayed in this sort of way, but I think it's going to be great, and I think Anthony and the CEDA crew have brought together something pretty special. I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
Well, I have an old friend called Moya who I've known for quite a few years, and she called me up and she said, look, we're trying to do this project, I'm looking for somebody to direct it, would you be interested? And I said, well, that would be a genuinely interesting challenge. So I looked at the script and thought, well, yeah, let's see what we can make of this.
Hi, my name's Steve Rowe. I come from Exeter. I've always been interested in drama since school age. It's something I want to do as a hobby in the future. I've been a volunteer at CEDA for a number of years, and I've been given this wonderful opportunity to play Impisi, the lead role in the show, and I'm quite looking forward to it.
I guess I've met a few people around and about, having worked around this part of the world quite often, so it became kind of, well, if this is what we're trying to do, who's the best person to try and encourage to do this? And I'm lucky to live with Simon, not live with Simon, but live in the same village in Devon as Simon, who I knew was interested in animation and developing his skills, so it seemed like a real marriage. And I quite like doing that, getting the right people in the right place at the right time, that can do a job that really works.
Well, I'm Simon Titherley, and who am I? I've worked in television for many years, and in the last few years got very interested in animation. Yeah, the opening shot, we wanted to bring people into the world of Impisi, into the African savannah. Now, we haven't got a lot of African savannah around Exeter, certainly not in the wintertime. So this is all entirely constructed. And the very first shot is actually a tracking shot through a model that I made with Rose, with my assistant, and which took a week to make the model and do the shot. And that, it's about 6 feet long, and we just move the camera through this little model, and then we come into the virtual world, if you like, of Impisi.
My name is Lewis Teed. I'm involved in the Impisi. We need to make the audience think that it's not a waste of time because we're doing it to raise money for charity. Can we do that? What you found most challenging?
There was a learning my lines without my glasses, but I've overcome.
Without your glasses.
CEDA has put it in a larger font for me to see the pictures on the paper.
My name's Mary Elliott, and I have designed the set and the costumes including the masks for the show. So that process began with lots of talking, having read the play, and then fairly soon it was established that we needed a huge set that was going to form part of the screen for the show. So that's what I've been spending the last week, has been making the 5 metre by 7 metre set and trees that surround it.
Hi, my name's Sarah, and my role in the Impisi play has been musical director. I've been working with a group of services at CEDA now for about 6 months every week to produce a soundtrack for the Impisi play.
Try one more time. Does it help me doing all the action? Yeah? Does it help when I do all the actions? Yeah. Right.
When I go,
Ready?
when I take this
And
off,
action. Keep that with it.
Look at him. He's a cripple.
keep my top with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why can't you call him then?
And then finally
I've had a real insight into actually what very complicated lives you guys have, and how you're not masters of your own time all the time, and that's been fascinating for me to understand. I've seen your unerring enthusiasm, petrified eyes in front of the camera in those early sessions, and then I've seen you all mature, and some of the pieces of film are showing people really doing some very strong acting, encompassing and understanding the story really well. It's been a fascinating process.
Well, I've had a great time actually. I mean, it's been brilliant working with all the people involved, and actually, sort of, well, learning quite a lot about about doing something, a creative project, whatever your ability, somehow engages people and gets them focused on something that is outside of what their normal concerns and everything, and people I've seen their eyes shining, let's put it that way.
I've also learned that people are really keen to play, really keen to have a go and dive in. And like any good actors, they're not worried about making a fool of themselves, because that's important. But the same with the people around them, really. We've all got to make fools of ourselves in order to try and make something together.
So the thing we need to remember, gentlemen, thank you. The thing we need to remember is once the lion's roared, what do we do? Stop. Stop. Shut up. We don't even go. Okay. So there's that absolute silence.
Lame.
Before that bit. Before, uh-oh, but you saw a lion. Okay. Stand by, everyone. Cool. Holly, you're in charge of this bit.
Okay, we're rolling here.
La la la, lame lion.
La lion, lion, lion.
La 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 la, lame lion. La 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 la, lame lion. La 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 la, lame lion. La 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 la, lame lion. La 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 la, lame lion. La 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 la, lame lion. La la.
Uh-oh.
But he's still a lion.
Yeah. Can you change that to so? Yeah. And so we could all live in peace and harmony? Yeah.
The sarcasm so in there, so it's fine. What would have thought that I don't understand why you do it.
Yeah, because the first way round it was a bit sarky.
Yeah.
I think it's still deliberate sarcasm.
Just means you don't forget everything when you're rehearsing.
Yeah, well then I mean the emphasis would be on peace and harmony, wouldn't it? So we can all live in peace.
Yeah.
He's going to be the main party.
Really in this scene.
So I
One makes the men starts off hyena one is he dead?
Ooh. Ba da ba ba da da ba 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 da da. 'Cause I'm a fly, 'cause I'm a fly, 'cause I'm a fly.
When putting together the soundtrack, we've been inspired by African music, African instruments. Throughout the performance, we'll be using African instruments like djembes, xylophones, and also incorporating music technology like the sounding, which is a piece of assistive music technology especially designed for disabled people to participate in music.
And obviously part of this documentary is really to kind of show and highlight the challenges that a disabled actor will face and has faced, hence why we're doing it. Obviously it came about by one person telling us, I didn't fit into a mainstream sort of theatre club.
Oh right, okay.
And they weren't giving me any parts and they didn't think I was capable. And from that kind of conversation led to this of, right, well, we'll show them then, we will tell them, we'll make it happen, and we'll show that you can deliver and be a part of something professional, engaging, very high quality. And we'll invite them along so they can actually see it and kind of eat their words.
And would you do it again?
Absolutely. Would do it again and again and again. I would, as you say, do a different story. I think there's merit in a more simpler story. This is a very complex story in a sense of the theme is maybe a bit too close to home for some of the people, but definitely do it again. And are you recording me?
Yes.
While I'm stood up looking like this?
Yep.